Turn it up.
This is Lee Bryce.
Hey, I'm Taylor Swift.
I'm Chris Young, and this
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Barrett, and you won't be hearing any of that here.
Sitting on a toolbox in this short bed Chevrolet. I come out here to the county line when I need some time to think. And lately I've been thinking about a boy I used to know. He was taken from this world at 21 years old. When I look up at that photograph, see the smile there on his face. Well, man, it sure is hard to grasp, but I know he's in a better place. 'Cause God's got a spot in heaven for good old boys like us. Yeah, he knows wings just ain't our thing. So up there they drive pickup trucks, and as we speak they're probably spinning tires and slinging mud. Yeah, God's got a place. Yeah, God's got a place for good old boys like us. You ever get the feeling that they still hang around? Yeah, you can almost feel them, though they're nowhere to be found. Some people tell me, son, it's all in your head. But I say, hey, it's just their way of watching over us, my friend. Life goes on when we lose someone, 'cause it ain't our time yet. But country folks just ain't the kind of people to forget that God's got a spot in heaven for good old boys like us. Yeah, he knows wings just ain't our thing. So up there they drive pickup trucks, and as we speak they're probably spinning tires and slinging mud. Yeah, God's got a place. Yeah, God's got a place for good old boys like us. Oh, yeah, for good old boys like us. When I climb up off that toolbox and slide up in the seat, I thank God for taking care of my buddy. Until the next time we meet, God's got a spot in heaven for good old boys like us. Yeah, they've always got our backs from somewhere up above, because a country boy always looks out for the ones that he loves. Yeah, God's got a place. Hey, God's got a place. Yeah, God's got a place for good old boys like us. Oh, yeah, for good old boys like us.
Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt, and there is a former guest of the podcast, and that was J.J. Lawhorn, his brand new one, Good Old Boys Like Us. Remember J.J.? Yeah, he was only 17 when he signed that recording contract with Colt Ford's Average Joe's label. Whew. Yeah, he put a ton of stuff up on YouTube, caught the eye of producer Jeremy Stover. Jeremy, a very big deal in the world of country music, and now he's 19, 20 years old, and, well, he's doing big things. So, J.J. Lawhorn, he's a great guy. As a matter of fact, he is probably going to make it in country music just based off of the fact that, well, he's got a while to do it. It's a 10-year town, and he's only been there a couple years, so you got to give it a shot, right? Exactly. Ben Merritt hanging out with you here, trying to introduce you to some new country music that maybe you've never heard of before. Obviously, if you listen to the podcast, you've met JJ and you know of him, but that was a new tune, so there you go. Also, new bands, all kinds of new bands. Like, I really, really love introducing you to new bands and new artists, and this is a guy that I just became aware of, Brad Puckett. Again, Brad Puckett, brand new guy out there in the world of country music. You got to love that. Actually, he put 2 albums out in 2012, and he's just still kind of riding those, and he's got a new tune, At Least I'm Feeling Again. It is kind of that stereotypical country music, you know, I'm so sad, I'm sad, and sad. Well, it's country music. It's 3 chords and the truth, right? Actually, I talked to GB Leighton, my guest this evening, afternoon, day, whenever you listen to this. My guest this episode, GB Leighton, I talked to him about that because, well, he's always considered himself a rock guy. Now he's country because it's 3 chords and the truth. So, but right now, here's Brad Puckett. At Least I'm Feeling Again. It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
Hit the snooze on my alarm. I couldn't sleep any longer. Lately I've been feeling weak, so I make my coffee stronger. Save my crying for the shower, so the tears will wash away. I'm not half as mad at God as I was yesterday. And some days I'm sad and lonely, and some days I'm fighting mad. Laughing, crying, cussing, missing what we had, but at least I'm feeling again. Though it seems sometimes the hurt will never end. For so long I was numb, but the pain has finally come. And at least I'm feeling again. You know I don't know if my will ever mend. And sometimes when I smile, I still have to pretend. But at least I'm feeling again. I turned on the radio and heard our favorite song. Couldn't stop my lips from trembling as I tried to sing along. It brought back memories I've tried to erase. Yes, I need to realize they will never go away. Some days I'm sad and lonely, some days I'm fighting mad. Laughing, crying, cussing, missing what we had, but at least I'm feeling again. Though it seems sometimes the hurt will never end. For so long I was numb, but the pain has finally come. And at least I'm feeling again. And though I don't know if my heart will ever mend, and sometimes when I smile, I still have to pretend. But at least I'm feeling again. Oh, baby. And sometimes when I smile, I still have to pretend. But at least I'm feeling again.
Follow us on Twitter
Twitter everything.
at OTBP Podcast.
Gone crazy, yeah, I believe it. You can see it on the news. Everybody's preaching about something, but it don't mean nothing if it ain't true. It's easy to get lost where the black turns into gray. I ain't smart enough to walk alone and find my way. I'm stubborn as the day is long. Struggle with God, buddy, don't we all? I walk the line, then I straddle the fence. Blame it on the devil when it don't make sense. I'll take my chances on what I can't see. Don't wanna die, never try to believe. I've got a son and he's got questions about heaven and all that stuff. What kind of dad ain't got no answers? When I can't answer, I make it up. If I'm wrong somewhere along the way, I hope he sees. God must have a big old heart to love a man like me. Stubborn as the day is long. Struggle with God, buddy, don't we all? Walk the line, then I straddle the fence. Blame it on the devil when it don't make sense. I'll take my chances on what I can't see. Don't wanna die, never try to believe. Stubborn as the day is long. Struggle with God, buddy, don't we all? Walk the line, then straddle the fence. Blame it on the devil when it don't make sense. I'll take my chances on what I can't see. I'd rather trust in God than trust in me. Yeah, I'll take my chances on what I can't see. Don't wanna die, never trying to believe.
Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritts. There you go. That is High Valley and Trying to Believe. High Valley, one of those Canadian groups that I always love. I don't know what it is. I swear. I'm not paid by like the CCMAs or the CACMs, which would be the Canadian CMAs and the Canadian ACMs, by the way. No, I just love the Canadian sound lately. I don't know what it is. The Canadian country music artists that are coming out right now have a really, really good sound to them, and I'm digging it. That's High Valley. Considered pop country in Canada, but they're all brothers, too, so you got to love that. There's family connection there. Brad Bryan and Curtis Rempel. The brothers grew up on the farm in the remote rural area of Lacrete, Alberta. So remote, you've probably never heard of it. Trust me, people in Canada have probably never heard of it. So there you go. That's High Valley, and they're big, too, and that's probably going to do some pretty big things. That's Trying to Believe. But they're taking you all the way through some brand new country music, and Ryan Broshear, yes, Ryan Broshear got a new tune out there. It's called Make Each Moment Last. That's the name of it. And it's right here on Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.
catching lightning bugs and mason jars. Crickets singing softly out in the yard. My nightlight was a yellow moon. Bedtime came way too soon. But each new sunrise brought another day. And looking back, God, where'd it go? Way back then I didn't know. And what I'd give to go back to one of those days. But the world keeps moving on, and you can't get back the past. So hold on to each moment and make each moment last. As life went by, things began to change. Hot rod cars and drinking games. Curfews that were set and rarely made. Saturday nights out chasing skirts, falling in love and getting hurt. All our lessons learned as time slips by. And looking back, God, where'd it go? Way back then I didn't know. And what I'd give to go back to one of those days. But the world keeps moving on, and you can't get back the past. So hold on to each moment and make each moment last. And Lord knows I've had some hard times. Yeah, I've had some good times too. But hindsight's 20/20, and there's nothing you can do. 'Cause the world keeps moving on, and you can't get back the past. So hold on to each moment and make each moment last. Just make it last. I grew up here on the farm, catching lightning bugs and mason jars.
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/offthebeatenpath and join the conversation of new and up-and-coming country music. Ben Merritt here in studio, and I have got the honor of having a fellow Midwesterner.
Yes.
Very proud of that fact, I would have to say. GB Leighton, sir, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having us.
I'm saying the name right?
You're saying it right, GB Leighton.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, because on your Twitter feed, somebody else.
Yeah, they called us JB in a couple places. Yeah, they called Brett Rick.
Yeah, we've got Brett here on the guitar as well.
I
Brett.
like Rick, kind of. Rick or Steve is cool.
Well, and again, my name is Ben, and as I was telling you, because the name confusions, I get Jason quite a bit. Like, I'm like, hey, this is Ben. Jason? I was trying to call Ben. Like, not even close.
That's funny.
Who knows? So, name confusions aside, how are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Doing good, Daryl.
Yeah, it's all good, Bob.
It's my other brother, Daryl, too, by the way. So, all right. Well, this is going to be a running gag throughout the entire thing, and I think that I'm fine with that. So, but no, I have two questions for you. They're icebreaker questions. They're never as good when they're in person, though.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Where are you right now?
In Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
It's like a concussion test when you're in person.
Yeah,
so.
there you go. Yeah.
Where are you right now?
What happened 50 years ago today?
Oh, you had to bring that up.
Well, come on, you're asking questions.
I
thought
know.
you were going to ask me. I wasn't born 50 years ago today, so.
Rick?
I was not born.
I do remember the day Elvis died, though. I do remember where I was when Elvis died.
Yeah.
But I know everyone talks about where they were when Kennedy died, and that's great. I mean that people remember where they were, because I do remember the day Elvis died. I remember my mom telling me. I think I was 7 years old, and I remember where I was. We were at our cabin in Cambridge, Minnesota, and I remember standing in the room, and my mom told me that Elvis Presley had died. And at the time, I didn't really get it, but now it's like I remember that. I remember where I was.
What about Lennon? Were you alive for Lennon dying? Or?
I was alive, but I don't remember where I was. Okay. I wasn't big. And
not a giant Beatles fan at the age of what,
I guess 2? I wasn't. I don't know why I don't remember Lennon, but I remember Elvis. So.
Yeah.
Well, the only one I have like that is like 9/11.
I've got that too.
Like eating a bowl of cereal, getting ready to go to college, and it was like, a plane hit the tower. I figured like a Cessna.
Yeah, like a little guy.
That's what they thought at first.
And then as I'm watching it, all of a sudden, the other one gets hit, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to school today.
I remember that too. I was on my way. I was ready to go golfing, and I was watching the news in the morning, and I was like, what is going on?
I won't tell you what I was doing. I was in Spanish class in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I was in high school still when that happened, so... I think I was a junior, though, so I was almost out.
Okay.
Do you guys feel old now?
Yeah, kind of, yes. Yes. Okay.
All right, well, we're here with JB Leighton, and GB, you're a Midwesterner, man. You're from Minnesota, which is awesome. I'm from Michigan originally, just in case the skin art didn't give it away, or the hat that I'm wearing, but again, somehow you and we converge here in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, and now we're hanging out listening to some new stuff that you got out there.
Yeah, I got a brand new album, 8 songs, and went country on this one, And speaking of Elvis, my career has always been. This is like my 13th album, I think.
Wow.
I've got. I know. I've had a lot. But
he was alive when JFK was shot.
No, I was not. But I've had pretty much the same kind of heartland rock feel, and I've always had violins in my music, and I've had steel guitars, and I've had country influences in my life through growing up with Willie and Waylon and all that stuff, listening to them in Alabama, and so this album just my fans always wanted a country album. I just said I'm going to make a country one. I'm going to do it right, and we did it down in Nashville, and it sounds great, and. But I'm one of those singers that I just love to sing. I don't care what style of music it is. I just love to sing. And if I'm going to sing it, I want to do it right. And the same way, Elvis made gospel albums and country albums and rock albums. And I'm not comparing myself to Elvis. Don't get mad out there, everybody. I'm just saying I'm trying to be the best singer I can, and I am not held to one type of music. But this album, I went a little more country on it, and I love it. It's great. It's like the one album that I have that I actually still listen to, so it's good.
Well, it's the newest one, so that's probably why.
Right.
13 albums, though. That's an amazing run.
I think there's a couple DVDs or something in between, or live albums, but there's 13 products out there that GB Leighton has done over the years.
So if this is the first time you've heard of GB Leighton, there's plenty of backstory for you to catch up on. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely. Old catalog, yes.
Definitely check them out. We'll talk about, we'll hit the Pimp Yourself portion in just a little bit. So, but what kind of got you into music? What made you, what was the family a musical family, or?
No, we had a piano in the house. My mom would play it here and there, and she had us, me and my brother, take lessons when we were young, but I hated it, I mean, it was like any other kid. When you're forced to do something, you don't like it. But today, it's great because it's when I see so many kids out at shows and stuff, it's such a different, my parents didn't bring me out to little live concerts and festivals, and they probably didn't have them back when, I was a kid like they do today. Churches, just fall festivals or whatever all over the place that they have, where people can bring their families out, and it's all ages. And kids can start seeing that, I've had females in my band, and little girls look up and see a female playing violin in a band and having fun, and they're like, wow, it opens up so many different doors, whereas when I was taking lessons, it was kind of like learn, anchors away. It's like, this isn't fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to play this for fun.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, no, it wasn't real musical, and, but when I was 10 is when I heard Springsteen sing and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's when I knew I wanted to be a singer. I knew right then.
You're not telling me that a Christmas song got you to spark and just go, that's it? That's how I want to make my money.
But it was when you were 10 years old, though. It was on the radio. It was a song that I was familiar with. but I've never heard it like this before. It was like this version of it. Like, what is this version? I've only heard like the, Norman Rockwell type version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So all of a sudden you hear this deep, rough voice singing, hey, it's cold down on the beach. Yeah. And it's like, what is this, So then that's when I kind of, got into like, I want to sing. I want to be a singer. And then when I was 14, I picked up the guitar and taught myself 3 chords and started writing, words out instead of that. There's a way for me to release. It was kind of for me instead of I guess when my friends were getting into experimenting with alcohol or experimenting with, I was more experimenting with trying to woo this girl with a song in my notebook, than I was anything else, and going over to my friend's house and recording it on his, reel-to-reel player and
wow,
stuff.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's how it started for me.
So, again, sounds like you've been writing country since the beginning, because country music is 3 chords and the truth, so.
Definitely. I mean, and that's what country music, I think, has turned into. I mean, it's turned into, it's always been about a good song and about good words and about telling a story. That's what country music has always been about. I think the style of music has changed as the heavier guitars, the more pop sound or the more rock sound. And country has always shifted. I mean, we were listening to the radio on the way here.
Willie's Roadhouse.
Willie's Roadhouse. And they were playing an old Dottie West song. And you could totally tell the era that song was coming out of, the disco times. Because country, she was trying to put a little disco into her song and make it what was hot on the radio at the time, and you can hear it. And I think country's always been great about that, taking really good songs, really good lyrics, and putting it behind what's hot right now out there in the music industry. And that's where Nashville is really good at doing what they do and marketing what they do. And I've always done that. Or I've always been true to what I've done. But this time I said, okay, if I'm going to make an actual country album, I want to do it right, and I want to go down to Nashville, and I want to make sure that I don't sing it like a Minnesota boy when you hear it on the radio, because we do have an accent up here.
Yeah, you're not tossing a lot of A's and oofdas. And
yeah, exactly. But, I mean, when I was recording it in Nashville, it was so funny because we worked so hard on my vocals, but it came down to lines where I would say, like, boot, and the producer would be like, no, you got to say boot, and I'd go, boot, and he'd go, no, boot, and I'd go, boot. He'd go, you're close, but boot. And I'd go, boot. And I'm like, I'm just pulling. I know I don't have any hair, but I was pulling at my whatever and just like going crazy. Like, I don't hear the difference, but there is. And after I worked on it for 3 days and worked my butt off on the lyrics and listening to the album now, you really hear the difference. And you hear what he was trying to do. He was trying to take that northern Minnesota thing out of me a little bit and make it a little bit more for the rest of the world to kind of, I mean, there's something about Fargo when you watch the movie Fargo that you relate to.
Oh, yeah.
But when the rest of the world watches it, they're like, what?
Did they really talk like that?
Well, they went a little drastic.
They did go a
little
extreme,
bit.
Yeah.
But still, if you do talk to somebody in the South, man, they pick up on it right away.
Oh, yeah. They're like, you're not from around here. Yeah.
In fact, usually in Nashville, if you start talking, they're like, what part of Minnesota are you from? Because they just know right away. Our O's. Oh, yeah.
A's as well from you. Like bag.
Yeah,
bag.
Yeah.
Did you hear him, Brett? Did you?
Yeah, and it's like either you want, like, if you ask for a pop.
Yeah.
At a restaurant.
Or a soda.
Yeah.
Down south, it's a Coke.
Coke.
Yeah,
What kind
it's
of Coke
Coke everywhere.
Orange Coke.
You want a Coke?
You want a clear Coke?
What kind of Coke?
So, yeah, I'm from Michigan. We drink pop. But living here in Wisconsin for the last few years, I found myself saying soda.
Oh, really?
And it makes me twinge almost every time I say it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's pop. I want a pop.
I think it's pop when I grew up, too. It was pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always had pop.
You haven't.
We had the pop shop when I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the pop shop? You
No.
never knew that. Oh, there was this store. They had these little 8-ounce bottles of pop, and you would go into them, and you got to mix and match all your flavors, and you take out a case of Pop Shop pop in the little bottles. And so you just got to mix all the flavors you want, root beer or orange or strawberry or grape.
Not together, but in the same case, right?
No, they would have like these milk crates, and you would just fill them up with bottles, whatever.
You weren't
flavor
mixing like
you-
root beer and orange in one bottle.
You just got to go to the shelf and grab whatever flavor do you want. You know, so.
Yeah, they do that with beer now. You can do that with a case of beer here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can do that with a 6-pack of beer here.
Leave it to Wisconsin to figure out the beer thing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We love beer here.
We call that the pop shop.
There you go. That's it. Exactly.
Barley pop.
Well, GB and Brett, you guys are here. You're going to play some music for us. Then we're going to listen to the recorded version of the brand new one that's out there as well. So let's take a listen to, let's do some live stuff here in the studio. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the one we're going to hear. It's all over the map, right?
Yeah, and like this time, like I said, I went down to Nashville, and instead of writing, I was asking my manager, what do I got to do? I want to get out there a little bit more now than I was in the past, and that was a choice thing. I stayed at home, and I chose to kind of play the Midwest because I have 2 boys, and now they're 9 and 12, and they've grown up, and they know what I do for a living, and they're ready for me to, start traveling a little bit more. And
a little more comfortable with you being gone.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was, talking to my manager, what do I have to do to start doing this and get out there a little bit more? And it was kind of like you have to give up control a little bit, and that's true in life, I think. You find when you finally let go, stuff starts happening. When you hold on to the stuff so tight is when all this, it never works out. And so this album, I decided, okay, I'm going to let go a little bit. I'm going to go down and find some really good writers in Nashville, like Brett James and Tim Nichols that have some songs out there that haven't been recorded, and take a few of them and record them. And I found some that I honestly wish I would have written, and they're great songs, and it's like these should be on the radio and should be written and should be played. And so this is one of them. This is one of the songs that I found, written by Brett James, and it's called All Over the Map.
All right, here you go. There's Brett and GB Leighton with All Over the Map.
Little mama, everybody knows you and me got gypsy souls. Can't sit still for very long. Need our hair blowing in the wind, red sun beating on our skin, rolling wheels and a traveling song. So honey, let's keep moving on. I wanna kiss you in Carolina, lay under them Georgia pines, drinking California wine all afternoon. I wanna see you in San Antonio, out west with the sundress on, wherever, 'cause girl, I'm gone, as long as I'm with you. It don't matter where we lay, if we ever make it back, baby, I wanna love you all over the map. We can get a little New Orleans, darling, you can be my Delta Queen, and I'll be your Mardi Gras. We can get a little Pompano Beach, find a spot just you and me, light a fire and watch the stars fall. Honey, I wanna do it all. I wanna kiss you in Carolina, lay under them Georgia pines, drinking California wine all afternoon. I wanna see you in San Antonio, out west with the sundress on, wherever, 'cause girl, I'm gone, as long as I'm with you. It don't matter where we're at, if we ever make it back, baby, I wanna love you all over the map. lifelong. We'll be a couple of rolling stones, rolling wherever, 'cause girl, I'm gone, long as I'm with you. It don't matter where we lay, if we ever make it back. Baby, I wanna love you all over the man. All over the man.
Always sounds a little awkward when I'm the only one clapping, but there you go, GB Leighton and All Over the Map, and I like that one. That's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I liked it too. That's why I had to record it. I was like, that's a good song. I wish I would have wrote that one.
If only I had thought those word arrangements before other people did.
I think it was Waylon Jennings said he never recorded a song he wasn't willing to play every night for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah,
like,
that's what it's got to be about.
Kind of nice when you can have a song that you really can, enjoy playing, but also like you just feel like people are believing what you're doing.
And that's the tricky part about not playing your own music, is because you'll play your own music all the time because it's part of you. But when you find someone else's song that you want to record, you gotta feel something towards that song.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. So
Yeah, that's kind of a key thing. It's like if I get sick of it, then everybody else is going to get sick of it.
Right.
And nobody wants to hear it then.
Right,
So
right.
Now, speaking of All Over the Map, you guys are out on a radio tour doing, the big promotion thing now. Where have you been besides here in the great, beautiful state of northern Wisconsin?
Yeah, well, this is, it was just this week was our start of it.
Oh, okay.
But this is our last stop, actually, for our show in Wisconsin. We've been working up to Appleton coming up on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. But we started in La Crosse and then went up to Sparta, and then we went
Wausau,
All right.
Shawano.
Yeah.
We know the folks in Shawano. They're good people.
Yeah. All of the stations have just been really great, really good.
It's been fun.
Good.
Yeah, and we did a little jam last night in
The Chatterbox.
at the Chatter.
Wausau.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Acoustic jam.
Little radio jam tour thing. Yeah, so it was fun. We've had a lot of fun, and the band's going to hook up with us tomorrow night at Mill Creek Blues.
Yep. In Appleton.
In Appleton with the full band. Yeah, so
Be a
looking
big,
forward to that.
big rockin' show.
Yeah, and the Vikings are in town. So it's like we're going to get some Minnesota people, some Packers people. It could be a fun party down there in Appleton.
Whatever you
Or a
do.
brawl.
Yeah, whatever you do, GB, don't wear a purple shirt.
I know. I didn't even think about bringing it. I should have. I always joke because I always say GB Leighton is Green Bay Leighton when I'm over this far. So they gotta say
that
Green
might
Bay.
be the smart thing to do.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Besides,
And it's Go Bears Leighton here in Chicago.
See, he's got all these great ones.
We're good to go.
Too bad you don't have one for the Lions, huh?
Yeah, right.
I'm a Lions fan at heart, and
Are ya?
Yeah. It's funny because they're currently leading the
It's a good year.
division. and
Good year.
That is
I
crazy.
am catching nothing but flack over it, and I'm like, once we're doing well. Once, leave it alone,
I know.
please.
Dude, I remember all those years when the Vikings were doing okay, but when the Lions were always like 0-7 and 0-8.
The
But
Vikings
then
are
we
the
would always
Lions now.
play.
It's like the Vikings are the Lions with Barry Sanders.
But
I'm
then
all
we
right
would
with it.
play them, and we would always lose. I mean,
Yeah.
we would always lose to
Hey,
Detroit.
got an amazing running back and a horrible record.
Exactly.
We're the Lions.
Exactly.
I know they need to let Adrian go and let him find a team we can win a Super Bowl with, because he's going to get too
good.
old.
Yeah, he's too good.
I know he's too good, and he's going to get too old with these Vikings waiting all this.
Although
time.
he's pretty dedicated to the Vikings, so it's kind of like a Barry situation. I mean, honestly, Barry was dedicated to the Lions, and he wanted to retire as a Lion.
no, you know what?
he just
And-
wanted to retire with the ability to walk still.
Yeah, and I love the way Adrian is like that, and Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs ever, for the fact that he never, and Walter Payton too, they never did the big celebrations at the end.
Yeah.
It was hand the ball to the ref and run to the sidelines. I did my job. I scored my touchdown. And there's nothing I respect more about football when you see players like that. I love that when they just I did my job.
I think AP went through that phase where he was pretty celebratory.
Yeah.
But he's calmed down a lot.
He has.
And he's
He
become
has.
that veteran leader that you have to, when he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So
I think it's smart too. I mean, too many of those guys that pull the pens out of their sock to sign a ball. Where are they now? No team wants it.
They're behind the desk. Actually,
Exactly,
I think that one specifically is behind the desk somewhere.
Yeah,
So.
too bad.
All right, we should probably stop talking about the Vikings
All
and
right.
maybe talk more about the music.
Okay.
GB, it's time to maybe pimp yourself a little bit. Tell us where we can find you on social media, Twitter, Facebook. If you got an Instagram account, who even, do you Instagram? Do you know?
I do have an Instagram account, but I don't really Instagram.
But you don't do it. Your people do it.
I have a person that does Facebook. We have Facebook, GB Leighton. It's Leighton, GB Leighton. And Facebook, I have a person that does that for me, and she's always updating it and keeping that aboard. I do my Twitter. I do all the Twitter. So if you do GB Leighton Twitter, you'll talk to me. If you ask me questions, Twitter is what I do.
Do you
otherwise,
tweet a lot?
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, if people ask me questions, I'll always answer.
So you're a responder. You're not a
Yes.
creator. Okay.
Well, I mean, I create pictures you saw on the web today.
Yeah.
Right. So
JP
I'll do my where we're at and this and that, but I'm not a social guy who'd like to go out and pick on everything or anybody. Mm-hmm. But the gblayton.com is our website, and then you can just get us all our dates, and you can get them on Facebook too. So.
Yeah. And as GB is learning our big window down here, it's a little distracting.
I know. I love it, though. I love it. It's like northern exposure. It's,
Yeah.
It's great looking out at the street.
Yeah,
and
our big
people.
studio window here. It's
Yeah, it's great.
very fun. So,
love it.
But no, you guys have got the big show coming tomorrow at Appleton.
Yes.
At Mill Creek.
Yes.
It's gonna be a good one.
Love it.
It's a lot
love
of
that
fun.
place.
It's a lot of fun.
Great
Absolutely.
place.
So if you're heading on down for the game on Sunday,
Yeah.
stop in a little early. Why
There
not?
you go.
Get the hotel room for 2 nights instead of 1.
There you go. Exactly.
It's smart. Trust me.
Paper Valley
And
Hotel,
let us know where you
24-hour
are
pool.
so we have somewhere to stay.
I think the Radisson is 24-hour pool and hot tub
Yeah.
there. So there you go.
Hey, that's always a benefit.
Yeah.
So, well, GB, thank you very much for stopping in.
Thank you for having us.
Rick,
Ben,
Brett,
thanks.
Daryl, whatever your name is. Thanks for
Call me
coming
anything
with
you
me.
want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
or happy hour. All right. Well, GB, we're going to go ahead and spin the new one, Get Up. Tell us a little bit about it before we take a listen.
Yeah, that was another one that I found down there. There are some of my own songs on this album. But no, Get Up was one that just kind of hit me. Today's country is so... I was done with the trucks and the cornfields and the mud, and I was just like, okay, I'll do country, but I don't want to be singing about trucks and all that stuff and tractors. And
Well, if it's not something you know about, I mean...
well, it's just nothing that feels like right to me. Yeah, so I don't know. I just found this song called Get Up. It's a great positive song about just, show me something, man. Get up and do something today. So that's great. It's a great song.
All right. Well, GB Leighton, thank you very much for stopping into the studios and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it. Thanks. I see you tapping your feet to that old jam band beat. You know it ain't like me to dance. This place ain't loud enough. It's time to shake it up. Give this night a little kick in the butt. Come on, this beat is banging. Take my hand, don't leave me hanging. Get up, baby, show me something. Don't you hold
on Twitter? Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at OTBP Podcast.
Follow me, all right?
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Off the Beaten Path.
I could love you where you wanted to. I'd be holding you tonight. 'Cause baby, I'm lovesick. Baby, you're sick of it. But we're gonna sing a song tonight. And this is how it's gonna be. But this is how it's got to go. Oh baby, you're the finest angel I've ever seen here, but you don't even know my name. Oh, we could be lovers in another lifetime, but you don't even turn my way. Yeah, turn my way. We could fall down, baby, we'd paint the town. We might dream the night away. Oh, baby, the fire has never burned brighter. Yes, it's burning here today. And this is how it's gonna be. And this is how it's got to go. Oh, baby, you're the finest angel I've ever seen here, but you don't even know my name. Oh, we could be lovers in another lifetime, but you don't even turn my way. We could find a new town and leave our friends behind. We could get high on this love. We could play safe and go dancing in the dark. But that's not how this love is. And this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's got to go. Oh baby, you're the finest angel I've ever seen here, but you don't even know my name. Oh, we could be lovers in another lifetime, but you don't even turn my way. Yeah, turn my way. Turn my way. Yeah, turn my way. Turn my
Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. I'm really digging his sound. That is Shane Gamble. Shane Gamble, been doing country music for a little while now, since like mid-2000, 05, 06, 07, somewhere in that range. And he's got that new one out there. That's a pretty good tune. I'm digging that one. That is called Turn My Way. And I'm a fan. Always. Whenever there's new country music out there, you know what I do? I love it. Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt. Another guy that we've had on the show with music before. Goal of mine is to get him on as a guest. Granger Smith. Granger's a Texas native. He rose to the ranks in the Texas country music associations and things like that. Raised in Dallas. He started his professional recording career at age 19. Yeah, he's been playing gigs actually since age 14. So music's in his blood, and you can't deny that. But he does have a degree, something to fall back on. So, yeah. He completed his first album while he was actually a freshman at Texas A&M. Yeah. That guy, He's pretty awesome. So, also, if you're a big fan of Granger Smith, you may enjoy his cousin, Earl Dibbles Jr., maybe. I don't know. Check that out. Here is Granger Smith, not Earl Dibbles Jr. It's We Do It in a Field, and no, he's not talking about that.
Don't tailgate in a parking lot. We bump down dirt roads and jacked up trucks, far from the bars and smoky nightclubs. We do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. We got 100 blue cans sitting on ice in the back of my truck, and George Strait blaring in a Chevrolet. We open up the doors wide and let it play. We rocking all night till the sun comes up. This old truck hood makes a pretty good seat. Got my feet on the bumper, sipping on a drink. And not too long, we'll take it down to the creek. The ice cold water will set you free. We do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. We got 100 blue cans sitting on ice in the back of my truck, and George Strait blaring in a Chevrolet. We open up the doors wide and let it play. We do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. Good in her little tank top. About 2 a.m. we go sneaking off. We got a spot beneath a cottonwood tree, and she knows what she's gonna do to me. We do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. We got 100 blue cans sitting on ice in the back of my truck. Yeah, we do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. We got 100 blue cans sitting on ice in the back of my pickup truck. George Strait blaring in a Chevrolet. We open up the doors wide and let it play. We do it in a field, rocking all night till the sun comes up. Yeah.
Off the Beaten Path podcast is on Facebook. Like our page at Off the Beaten Path.
Down in the wiregrass where the water don't run, and digging through dry sand, searching for blood. Lord, it's hard to make a living, and that's nothing new. But you got to change your thinking when it don't come to you. I was told to get busy, roll up my sleeves. It'll shield your spirit in your time of need. Take wisest counsel, man to man, straight from my heart, friend to friend.
never find dry land. Though this ain't the gospel, but I swear it's true. And brother, how you use it, man, that's up to you now. Well, 'cause I was told to get busy, roll up my sleeves, they'll shield your spirit in your time of need. Take wise his counsel, man, man, straight from my heart, friend to friend. I was told to get busy, roll up my sleeve. It'll shield your spirit in your time of need. Take wise his counsel, man to man, straight from my heart, friend to friend. Friend to friend. Shield your spirit.
It's Off the Beaten Path podcast with me, Ben Merritt, and there is another one of those big names coming out of Texas. That is Stoney LaRue and his tune, Wiregrass. There you go. Very cool stuff. Texas and Canada, they both have like completely different sounds for country music, but yet I love them both so dearly. Don't ask me why. Just enjoy the fact that I'm introducing you to some of it. If you've got a favorite band out there that I've never mentioned before, and maybe you think that no one else knows about, pass it along. OTBP podcast at gmail.com. Feel free to tell your favorite band to get in touch with me, and we'll talk about getting them on the show as well. So, again, it's OTBP podcast at gmail.com, or find me on Facebook and Twitter. Again, Facebook, Off the Beaten Path Podcast, or Twitter at OTBP Podcast. So there you go. It's double P's, by the way. It would be PP, as in like P podcast. Anyway, moving on. It's Off the Beaten Path Podcast. Thank you to GB Leighton for being here. Again, I always love finding some good Midwestern country as well. I love it. One of my favorite country music bands is a Midwestern band. They just dragging their feet, though. They're good friends of mine. I keep telling them, hey, guys, I need some music recorded so that I can put it on the podcast. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll do that, definitely. Yeah, all right. I'll believe that when I see it. Next week, though, we've got someone from the great Down Under. And no, it's not Keith Urban. It's Grayson, actually. Grayson is a great gentleman. He came in studio as well. Back-to-back studio recordings for you. But Grayson, you'd know him if you see him. We'll talk about his distinct look next week, too. Oh, man, 6'5" redhead from Australia. Yeah, you'd know him. All right, it's Off the Beaten Path Podcast with me, Ben Merritt.